Hi there crafty pals, Louise with you today. Thanks so much for checking out this video. I apologise if you're looking for something new from me, but I am just in this huge stash busting mission at the moment. And one of my biggest ones that I think should be stash busted are sprays. I have so many. They are just out of control at the moment. And so it really is time for me to, get rid of some sprays. So that's what I'm working on today. Now, this was a larger sheet of, let me think, it'll come to me, watercolour paper. So you can buy these at the discount store. Artists use them a lot when they're painting and stuff like that. But I really like to trim it down to a 12 by 12 size, and it gives you a really fun textural background that you can add to. And they're a really different texture to your white cardstock, and if you've never used them before, definitely pop into your local discount store, have a look in their art aisle. I can't tell you exactly like what GSM or anything they are, but they're a textured sort of like prepared background that's ready just to add whatever mediums you want. And you'll see as I start to add the spray color to the background that it sits on the paper for a little while. You get a chance to move it around. It's very much designed for watercolor artists. And so I'm going to use it with my spray background with a very simple, good old smushing, packaging, whatever you call it, technique. And I'm going to show you my take on that today. So recently we participated in a bit of a fun golf day, and we dressed up, hubby and I, and had a bit of fun out on the course. And that's my memories that I'm going to scrap with today. I'm teaming it up with the Take Note collection because it's on my desk, it's fresh in my mind. I really love Some Simple Stories. The way they put their collections together, the embellishments, the stickers that I'm using here. So it's a really fun collection to work with, teaming up a bit of everything, mixing it up, adding different bits and pieces. You can see I have mounted my photo and different elements, sort of just tucking some pieces in behind them, and it just helps lift it off that background. So obviously when we're scrapping, we definitely want our photos to be our star, and the best way to do that, I find, for my style of scrapping is to separate out those background from the important bits. So I'm always in my mind trying to highlight the photos in different ways, but still enjoy and have a layout at the end that I can be proud of and pop into an album. So when I am creating with mixed media particularly, I like to start with my clustering first. So I always put together my photos and my elements. And that way, again, you'll see that I will hover this over the mixed media portion of the background to see if I've created enough. I often found other people that do their mixed media first. For me, I found I ended up covering most of it up at some point with my embellishing. So I like to have all that prepped and set first, and then decide how much mixed media to show through that background. So I have a swatch of all my different colors, and I end up using mainly Lindy's colors, I think, and a lot of that is because these colors work really beautifully together. And so I'm testing it on the little leftover swatch first because I just want to see how it responds to the packaging technique. And once I'm happy, once I know that I'm using the right medium, so sometimes I might go to a watercolor, sometimes I'll want to use a paintbrush, sometimes to spread the color around. Sometimes you have to add lots of water. It really does depend on how you want your background to look. And as you can see, that color sort of sits there, and as I tilt the paper into different positions, it can sort of move around a little bit and give you different depths of color. I want some of these little leftover pieces. It looks like a whole hot mess now. It looks terrible. I would not be happy with how this looks, but as you lay the elements over the top and you get these little pieces poking out, that's when it starts to really come together. And the Lindy's colours work really well. I don't have a huge amount of them in my stash, but I do love them. I love they have quite vibrant colours that you can minimise down with lots of water, and they blend really well together. So some of them have like a shimmer, and yeah, it's really one of my favourite mediums. And I have, as you can see, a whole box of sprays and stuff there that really don't get a lot of use and don't see much daylight, but it's really time to get them done, and that's what I'm working on and sharing that with you today. So this denim colour was like really vibrant. It was the tiniest little bit of pigment, and it was so intense in its colour, but I love it. I love how this is coming together. It's got that sort of pop of the different colours and elements behind where I'm going to put my clustering. So it really comes down to how much you want to add. You know, do you want more colour? Are you happy with the colour? Do you want to fill up a whole page? You can absolutely do this technique and create a whole background page. So really fun, and I love the way every different way you create this is unique. So yeah, I had lots of that leftover blue, what I think it's called denim. I can't tell you exactly, but I had lots of that left over. So I grabbed a little art journal and just created a background that I'll use later on. All right, I've popped this aside to dry naturally overnight, and you can see I've grabbed a backing paper purely just because this was not a full 12 by 12. I just wanted to pop it onto something. So I'm going to hollow this out. I like to just have that little border peeking out. I think it finishes the page quite nicely, and I am of course stash busting that. You know, I didn't pull out a new paper. I thought this sort of denim checker was really perfect for the colours that I'd used. And it also helps just sort of flatten that watercolour out. It tends to warp a little bit, as you can see, but that will come flat later, so I won't have any issues with that down the track. And finally, I just needed something where that big blob of blue colour is. I don't know what it needed, but there was just quite a large amount of colour where there was no embellishing, so I've tucked in a little sticker. All right, that's my stash share for today. I hope that you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.